I often hopped into the voice comms of them, and so I could listen to their teamwork. And it was super funny because 5 or 6 games in a row, SpeCial's like, I'm gonna go Banshee, they won't expect it, or I'm gonna go Banshee, they won't see it coming. And it just became a meme at one point where I'm like, Juanito, like, you keep saying this every single game, you keep going Banshee, of course. He's like, yeah, but it keeps on working, no one sees it coming. And now it's just kind of a thing, and I love it. All right, let's get it on Latin American StarCraft 2 here on the Wednesday, I believe it is. In the bottom right side of Blackburn, we're looking at the main base of the man who has won this tournament 6 times in a row. Looking for number 7. This is SpeCial.
I don't know if you've seen the emote in chat that Jim said. It's fantastic. In the bottom left-hand side of the map, it is the Circ player from Mexico. It is Jaimico, JimRising.
Before we go ahead and talk about all the lovely things that this TVZ potentially has to offer, JimRising did want us to make a little announcement and say, guys, please don't hype me up too much. I have switched to different games. I am a full-time content creator right now. I'm going to do my best. But don't be too critical, don't expect too much, because I am spending a lot of time on different things that are StarCraft 2. So we got it on the record, Jim. You have nothing to worry about. But now we do expect you to cause a massive upset. Go ahead, get that 2-1 for the first time ever. He has never won a best of 3 against SpeCial. We could be part of history with that.
It would be incredible, especially when the pressure is relieved. I have had a lot of conversations over the years with Jim about how the community, especially in particular the Latin American community, can put a lot of pressure on players. And he has always, as a streamer, felt that pressure head on, because Latin American people will show up to his stream and they'll be like, why do you suck so much? Like, because I tell you, Roddy, like, if you were, you know, raised in Latin America, people are very direct and they can come off as fairly toxic. So if you don't have like the thick skin, it can really get to you. And I think that's the case with Jim. He just wants to relieve some of that pressure. And indeed, he is mostly a content creator, right? And he is still, like, as much as we make fun of like how he's 30-1 against SpeCial, he is playing against the best players in the world at a level that most people don't play. So I think that should be enough for most, and he should be proud of that. But yeah, still expectations. He has never been able to rise up to the level that some of his fans expect him to or want him to.
Already a pretty lovely start, right, for Juanito, as he gets a double kill with the Reaper on 2 of the Zerglings. That is not the stuff that we saw earlier. When we look at Raynor, all the 4 links were pretty healthy without any issues. But yeah, no, I do get it. It's obviously, especially if you stream a lot and you have a fan base, people want you to do well and they want you to be better than you actually are. You're like, man, I want to make you guys proud, but you guys are setting the bar really high right now.
Yeah.
So I do get it from JimRising. I just think, like you said, the fact that he has played 31 times against SpeCial, that already means he has done something right in his career. Because to get there in those positions, to play official games against SpeCial over and over again, it means you're damn good at StarCraft. Perhaps just not as good as his opponent, but he's still damn good to even get there over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, that's what I've always said. You know, at the end of our conversations, it always ends with, yeah, you're right. It should, you know, I shouldn't feel so much pressure. Like, I am better than my entire chat, which is kind of where I start, right? So, but it always gets to him. The pressure has always gotten to Jaimito, and yeah, he's a very successful content creator, the largest Latin American streamer at this point in time. And,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's in StarCraft 2 for sure, and you know, and he's transitioning into other games now, trying to mix up his content. He's a really fun stream to watch as well.
Yeah, I've definitely tuned in the past, but mostly for the StarCraft stuff. I don't even follow too many channels on Twitch. I don't know how you do it, but I mostly just check the 2 directories that I'm interested in. So for me, that's like StarCraft and poker, and then I just kind of check who's streaming. It's not even that I follow that many channels. It's very useful to follow people, but I just always check the 2 things that I'm actually interested in.
No, I agree. I also don't follow a ton of channels. Yeah, and it's not like I tune into Jim's stream regularly, but whenever I can, you know, or I see an opportunity, I do, because you know, I've lived with the guy. I love the guy. He's gonna get surrounded, though these links do not like him so much. Or actually, Juanito.
Yeah.
That's a win for Jim.
Yeah, it's still 4
Only
drones
four
though,
workers.
right?
Yeah, that's
so
true. Yeah.
I think it's kind of 50-50. It's nice to kill 2 Hellions that early. It's often nice just in a competitive game to get a couple of kills under your belt, because once more we don't have to pretend that we suddenly think that JimRising are 2-0 here, but you don't want to have a disaster game where you just don't kill a unit and you feel like your opponent is completely showboating and styling on you. It's nice to get a couple of little W's on the board, and I think in the end, StarCraft 2 is not always just about who wins the game. I think as long as you can make yourself proud and feel like, all right, I got a nice little setup, I got a couple of little victories in the game, that can already be enough to leave this best of 3 with a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, for sure. SpeCial's gonna be moving out here, and gonna see what we can find as he scans on forward. There's 2 gases taken, but not being mined from JimRising. There's just not enough units here at this point in time. 16 more links in production. There's a couple of roaches, but the drones are now exposed. 3 workers have gone down, and Juanito's leveraging his advantages for the time being. Will find an opening into the main if he wants to take that. He doesn't want to.
I'm very worried that we are like kind of investing in roaches, kind of investing in links, but now we're actually droning up again as well. These Marines are still going to be pretty hard to deal with, man. There's a lot of firepower, and that Spire is only 70% done. This is, of course, not even the entire army, but...
Oh, no.
This is... I don't know if we should really go up this map. The 3 roaches are not going to be good enough. The links are too far away. Oh, cats, it's turning into a bit of a massacre.
Yeah, that's the thing is Jim makes a lot of decisions that will leave you scratching your head. Against the great majority of players, I think he is a fast player, a fast-paced player, but I mean, sometimes he does stuff like that, you know, where he'll just move units that won't win a fight into units that will destroy those units, and also like in terms of the same area, right? Decision making, like you said, he's spreading himself really thin. I mean, he made a roach warren to make 2 roaches. He made a Baneling Nest to make a couple of slow Banes. He doesn't have Baneling speed, now starts Baneling speed. He made a Spire that's making 7 Muta, which are not good at fighting an opponent that's in your face. And so he doesn't have enough of anything because he's, you know, invested so much into buildings.
Yeah. The hatchery goes down. We do have a little link counterattack. We should be able to get a cancel on that command center or grab a few SCVs, but I think we all kind of know at this point the writing is already on the wall for this one. Baneling speed is nowhere near done. There are still so many Marines left over, and Juanito is way too good to let a couple of slow Banelings connect with his Marines, as one of the Banelings does kind of connect, but that is not going to change the outcome of this fight, unless the Mutas somehow win. Okay, oh, we almost got a tank there, but we didn't.
Yeah, might have to transfer over to the other medevac. All right.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's enough perhaps.
I think it is going to be enough. 22 Marines are out on the field. Obviously, they're not all here yet. These Marines have very good healthcare, man. 4 medevacs for like 8 or 9 Marines. They're going to feel so healthy. I think we have a tiny... Nope, never mind. I thought a Ling run by, but it was an Overlord. And that is going to do it. A pretty flawless game coming out of the man who has won this tournament 6 times in a row. And it seems that he is not here to mess around today. Gets a very convincing W. Probably shouldn't take the triangle base. It's not something we really touched up on, but on Blackburn, I understand maybe why he took it. JimRising probably just wants to get off to a flying start and then have all the momentum in his side and just swarm with quicker reinforcements over and over and over again. But yeah, it's so hard to defend as long as you don't have Baneling speed.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe that's what he was trying to do with the Roach Warren, right? To just have a staging point further forward to just siege Juanito with roaches and all in. Yeah, JimRising's like as aggressive as Bly is in a sense, but doesn't have that same creative mind, right? Like he's just gonna throw roaches at you or just gonna throw Ling Bane Muta at you and, you know, just try to outdo you. And he's very good at keeping up in terms of like he has a very strong mechanic baseline, I think. So he can keep up in terms of drones. He can make as many units. He can you know, minimize the amount of injects that he misses and whatnot, and that'll take you far. But when you run into SpeCial, you need to also, you know, make a lot of sense with all of your decisions. You need to play a consistent game, and you need to be a little bit more well-rounded, and that's just where Jimmy is not going to cut it.
And as we often say, or said in the past as well, you can't really play StarCraft and try to be safe against literally everything. And you need to make choices, right? You either go for A, or you go for B, or you go for C. But I think you summed it up pretty nicely in that game. We had a couple of slow bangs, we had a couple of safety roaches, we had a couple of Zerglings, and then we dropped the Spire and went for +1 flyer attacks while not having too many battle units. But it is just very difficult. I think that JimRising was hoping that maybe SpeCial would chill a little bit and would just go for a couple of Hellions, follow it up with one of those Banshees, then maybe the Mutas could intercept the Banshee, and then he's got momentum, and then maybe he can kill some SCVs and whatnot. Like this, when it's just going to be a lot of Marines with Stim very early on into your face, the control is too good on the side of SpeCial.
A little bit too good, so it gets very cost-efficient traits, and that's going to be game 1. Game 2 coming up shortly here. As, I'm not in the game. Did you guys start? No, right? Okay, I'm coming. Nice. So it's going to be Curious Minds. A little bit of a short map as well.
Oh, so I'm taking a look. Actually, I was looking at the wrong bracket earlier, but JimRising took out Terran. So we were talking about Terran before, but JimRising did take out Terran 3-2 in the qualifying match. That's honestly very impressive, man, because Terran is a very capable Terran player, if you ask me. And Ryu also took him out in the upper bracket, but that I'm not too surprised by, because Ryu is good. We all know, right?
I think Ryu is significantly better than Terran. Yeah, I don't know what Terran's at right now, but Ryu is like 6.2 or 6.2.
Ryu is legit. He's been playing obviously on the European server for a very long time. He's been high MMR. But Terran, not too long ago, was also above. Yeah, actually, I'm talking about like over a year ago at this point. But he was also above 6K, 6-1, 6-2. I have had a lot of very fun late games with him. These guys are good. So the fact that JimRising beat Terran in a qualifying match, I mean, I know we're not allowed to hype him up, but that makes me want to hype him up a little bit, Cats. Can you blame me?
No, not at all. And I mean, again, it is that threshold where Terran can't exploit the game like SpeCial can. So if you just leave Jim to his own devices and he starts hitting you with his random like Muta timings and Roach timings, and he can get the momentum rolling, I think of him like maybe Bly was the bad comparison, because I think a Laser is maybe the better comparison to Dim, like where he will just flood nonstop. And you know, if you're not a top tier player and don't know how to handle that, you can definitely lose to him. And I would not put Terran anywhere near this man in the bottom right hand side of the map. It is the 20th time champion for the region, Juanito, SpeCial for Sidestorm Gaming.
Basically 11-year back-to-back champ, right? Even the years where we didn't have an official championship, we all know that he would have won it. In the top left side of Curious Minds, we are looking at the main base of our full-time content creator, but still getting a couple of impressive W's in the Latin American qualifiers. This is JimRising.
Yeah, he's a lovely person, and I really hope his fan base like doesn't give him so much crap, but it's like so difficult, man.
How can you give somebody
Latin
crap?
America.
You can't give someone crap when they just qualify for the biggest tournament in their region. Of course, this region is not as strong as Korea, it's not as strong as Europe, but in the end of the day, to make it through those qualifiers, you still have to play some proper StarCraft. So I don't think anyone can give anyone crap for having even a good run in the qualifier or actually making it into the main event. It's just that there are levels to this game, right? This is why we all love StarCraft 2. It is such a skillful game. It's not random. It's not luck-based. Every now and then there is a bit of luck here, a bit of luck there, but there are definitely different tiers you can hit as a player. And Juanito, when it comes to foreign StarCraft 2 players, he's up there. He's among the very best. And JimRising is good, but obviously not in the upper echelon of foreign StarCraft.
Yeah, not at all. It's just a harsh audience. And Juanito or Jaimico is gonna pause for a quick sec here. Yeah, sorry, he says. Go, says SpeCial. All right.
That was pretty short.
Pretty short pause.
Yeah, I didn't even see what he did. I was actually keeping an eye on him. I thought that he was gonna be like, yeah, sorry, and then he was going to give an explanation on why he needed a pause, but no, apparently not needed at all. How many kills will the Reaper get, Cats? Let's play a guessing game.
There is a ramp leading out to the map. None. I'm gonna believe.
I'm gonna say a drone and 2 links.
No way. Nice. Let's go.
It's not over yet. That queen is
Oh,
nowhere near them.
Jaimico.
Oh.
Oh, my boy.
Oh, zero. Drone.
Oh,
Oh! First blood.
What? Really close to 9. He could have definitely microed that one back a little bit.
Yeah, still good though. Obviously already a bit better, and good job saving the drone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's acceptable even at the highest level, right? Like you lose a link to SpeCial, yeah, you're fine.
And it's a small map too, right? This is not one of the
Yeah.
biggest maps out there where you have an extra 5 or 6 seconds to get ready for the drip to show up. No, I think 1 ling is very acceptable. We're going to use the queen to usher this Reaper away for a split second, and then we can just go up to 3 bases. Do you think we're going to do some... I'm feeling like a ling roach flood, you know? Keep it simple.
He is gonna do some simple sort of hyper aggressive. I don't know if it's gonna be Roach or if it's gonna be like Mutiling Bane. One of the two, I would imagine, with maybe some semblance of a chance for Nidus. Jim does like his Niduses.
Yeah, but is this... I mean, maybe go for Nidus on a map that is not particularly great for Nidus is actually the play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you have a lot of maps to choose from. This is gonna be the last one. Most likely, I should say.
But if you just think of like massive main bases, I guess there are some spots here, maybe in the corner of the main. If Juanito doesn't have a depot there, or he builds his production facilities a little bit towards the right, we'll see. Overlord is gonna peek. We can also just go for a very quick Spire and hope we can get away with it this time around.
Yeah, Lair is going up as well as a third. So we'll see. Jaimito's gonna go deep into SpeCial's base, gonna see everything that's going on. Two barracks in production additionally. The factory as well, spotted with a tech lab. So has a good idea of what's going on. And he didn't take it a triangle third. So if Juan goes for a tank push, it's not gonna be as easy as if he had taken the triangle third with that high ground too.
I don't think any marine tank push of Juanito is gonna be very easy to deal with. To be totally honest.
Yeah, for sure not.
I don't think the base location matters all that much. What's the story behind the way that you call JimRising? Because I've heard a lot of your stories behind nicknames, but I don't think I've ever heard why you call JimRising Chimico.
Jaimico?
Yeah. What's the story?
Well, his name is Jaime. So okay. Jaimito would be the natural progression. Jaimico is the character in Spanish for the weasel, and I don't know the name in English.
Oh, be careful with the weasel word, man. That's a danger word in this podcast. Yeah. All right, landed Viking is going to get a couple of drone kills, and maybe even the queen, as we are looking at the Ling Hellion fight. The Ling Hellion fight is going all right. Viking is going to lose the fight against the queen. So, all right.
I Am the Weasel. I Am the Weasel is the show, and there was like this what is not a monkey, the monkey with the red butt.
Yeah, baboon.
A baboon.
So
the baboon in I Am the Whistle in Spanish is named Jaimico, and Jim always says that he's a baboon and has the monkey emotes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know the show you're talking about. When the guy's always like IR baboon. I used to watch that when I was little.
Right.
I am Weasel and IR baboon. I learn something new with you every single time I listen to you, cats. I love it. All right, that push that you were talking about before, it's not totally happening because we left the tanks at home and now it's just the Marines. But even just the Marines, I feel like it's going to be hard to deal with. JimRising has been building a lot of drones, but he is supply block, building 5 overlords at once. And he can be very lucky. I think that SpeCial ran that far forward with the Marines. Obviously, SpeCial is going to save them, but now the reinforcements are making their way towards the bottom left of this map. 65 drones on Curious Minds against SpeCial that is attacking you when he's only at 45 SCVs. If we hold, we are absolutely cooking. Like we are doing.
We are absolutely cooking. If we hold, there is a counter offense potential. Oh, there's not even a third for Juanito. If we hold, we can. Whoa, those pains. Yeah, we don't hold.
No, I love the double Evo chamber going down as well. I do love a man with ambition, as a couple of meters do get popped immediately. They come out and they get taken out. The tanks are so far forward, but it is going to be okay. Bailing speed is done, but unfortunately we lost all of our bailings. We've got 4 speedy bailings. We're going to run away from them. Good tank target fire, and I think that's going to be all C-rolled. SpeCial has only lost 1,200 resources in this game, has killed over 5,000